I got a tip from Instagram.
Whoa, hot tip.
Recently about a Ferrari 275 GTB.
Okay, I'm
that
listening.
was up for sale in a storage lien auction.
Like in one of the storage units that's like probably not climate controlled and is just like a
Yes.
shed, a ramshackle shed.
Yes, it was a public storage facility in Rochester, New York.
All right.
And I followed the link, and it was up on storagetreasures.com. And it was, sure enough, a yellow 1966 Ferrari 275 GTB. And there was 3 photos of this thing, to the point where I think they just like opened the garage door, snapped a picture from 3 angles, and closed the garage door. Yep, that was it. But it was real. And the bidding at the time was around $225,000.
Which, okay, that sounds like a lot to you and me, but aren't those worth millions?
$3 to $4 million.
Oh.
Yes.
Golly.
But there was still a couple weeks left. So, of course, there's a long way to go. And initially, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be all over the Ferrari chat message boards. This is going to be everywhere. Didn't hear a peep about it. And then the auction disappeared. It didn't disappear, but it said this auction has been canceled.
Okay.
It's disappeared now because it's like they don't archive their old auctions. So I thought, this is truly odd. I've got to look into this. So I contacted the storage facility itself in Rochester, who actually owned the unit, and tried them a few times. I talked to one person who didn't know anything about it, and I left a message, multiple messages for the storage manager, who never got back to me.
Nice.
Yep. Dead end. So I contacted storagetreasures.com, which is a popular site that is a platform for these small storage facilities to auction off their lien units, because every individual storage facility is not going to have the marketing and the reach to do that. And they did not respond to my request for comment. Doing real journalism here.
You're really trying and just kind of hitting dead ends. That must be what it's like.
I finally found, through some creative Googling, this Instagram post by a guy in Rochester who had found the car himself and found the auction and was like, ooh, this is a super opportunity. I'm going to line up some buyers for this and try to score it. And that's basically what he said in his post. He had a couple people who were willing to pay. He didn't disclose the amount, but same thing. Auction just got canceled. So I reached out to him, like, hey, what do you know? And that was the extent of it. He just saw the auction and was trying to broker the deal and hope nobody else found out about it. But he knew somebody to contact. And so I finally got in contact with somebody who knew the owner of the car.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. Journalism pays off.
And he had used to own this storage facility.
Oh, okay.
So I had a pretty long conversation with him on the phone, and he had sold the storage facility to this larger conglomerate a few years ago. And he's friends with the owner of the Ferrari. But according to him, now there's some things that don't make total sense, and you'll see this, but whatever. This is the story I got. According to him, the owner of the car had owned it for multiple decades and doesn't have a cell phone, doesn't have email, might not even have a home phone. He goes to the library to use the internet and to receive phone calls.
Holy moly.
He just knows when the guy's going to be at the library, and he calls the library in the morning to reach the owner of the car if he needs to. So he said, okay, well, the guy's going to keep the car in storage. I'm just going to prepay storage for X number of years so the car is taken care of after he sold the entire facility to this new owner. So he did that, and according to this guy, he miscalculated the storage rates, or they raised the storage rates to the point that a couple months or a month had accrued that was not paid.
Gotcha.
And nobody was notified because the owner of the unit itself, or the renter of the unit, the owner of the Ferrari, goes to the library to get his communication.
Yeah.
So I guess it just went under the radar and nobody knew about it. Nobody had gotten notified. And all of a sudden it's up on this
Wild
storage auction, right? $3-4 million Ferrari. Just, let's put a lien on the unit and put it up.
Which I can't imagine. I really have to acknowledge that not everybody is anywhere close to into cars as we are, and some people are way more, but like the vast population doesn't care. I can't imagine popping open one of those units and seeing an old car, not being like, I wonder if that's worth anything. Let's just do a little Google. What does the badge say on the back? Like, what's it like? Wild.
And there's important details here too, because 1 month unpaid does not enable them to collect $3 million of the sale of the vehicle. So I went to New York's state's legislation on self-storage facility and lien sales, because according to the previous owner of the storage facility, who was friends with the owner of the car, he claimed that Public Storage, who is the company who owns this facility now, they accessed this storage unit after just 11 days, and New York state law requires a minimum of 30 days for notification of an unpaid unit. Again, all of this is alleged. This is the information I'm getting from them. So I'm not trying to besmirch Public Storage, but there was another Instagram message by Western New York Car Archive who said this car was never for sale. The owner was current, and the storage facility made several detrimental mistakes when starting this auction. The car was never meant to be seen or listed anywhere. It's been owned since the 80s, and it's not coming out anytime soon. So allegedly by two people, Public Storage had some blunders in this, and they absolutely rushed the auction. But the laws here on New York State's website do provide to require notification by electronic mail and or regular mail, first class mailing with certificate of mailing. Let's see. The owner shall be required to provide, prior to allowing occupancy, a written occupancy agreement. Yep. Name and address. Let's see. Unlawful detention of goods. Where did this section go?
I'm sure there's a lot of words in there, but what I think is interesting about this is it all sounds like something maybe shady was going on or there was some weirdness. This really feels like to me like a don't attribute to malice what you can attribute to ignorance. This probably just showed up. My guess is it showed up in some list of unpaid or overdue units, and somebody's like, well, I got to take photos today. And they, walked outside, snapped a few photos and didn't think anything of it. Now, they should have followed the law and done what was appropriate, but this doesn't feel to me like anything shady was going on. It was probably just a whatever.
Enforcement of lien. Section 7. An owner's lien may be enforced by public or private sale of the occupant's goods that remain in the self-storage facility in block or in parcel at any time or place and on any terms which are commercially reasonable after notice to all persons known to claim an interest in the goods. The notice shall include an itemized statement of the amount due, the description of the property subject to the lien, which the auction itself didn't even have a good description. It did not say Ferrari, let alone 66 Ferrari 275 GTB. Anyway, the nature of the proposed sale, demand for payment within a specified time. This is key, not less than 30 days from mailing of the notice. That jives with what the previous owner of the facility said. And a conspicuous statement that unless the claimant pays within that time, the goods will be advertised for sale and sold at public or private sale in a commercially reasonable manner. The notice shall further include the time and place of any public or private sale, and it shall state that any person claiming an interest in the goods is entitled to bring a proceeding hereunder within 10 days of the service of the notice if he disputes the validity of the lien or the amount claimed. Now, remember we said 11 days?
Yes.
After it was unpaid. So they may have said, they may have looked at this section that says within 10 days and thought, they didn't dispute it after 10 days of the notice, so we're going to list it, and they ignored the 30-day thing. We don't know, but it's interesting that it's 1 day after this 10-day.
That's what I'm saying. Is this feels
requirement.
like somebody misunderstood, misread, or maybe honestly, there could be something weird where the company likes to try to list things quickly to get some money to then turn around the unit to rent to somebody else. But either way, this is like, it's really funny that just nobody seems to know what this was. They're just like, yellow car, and moved on with their lives.
This is also key. A sale of more goods than apparently necessary to be offered to ensure satisfaction of the obligation is not commercially reasonable, except in cases covered by the preceding sentence. So, clearly says if you're due for a month worth of storage, you can't sell a $3 million car and collect $3 million. That is not commercially reasonable according to New York State's rules on public storage facilities and liens on such. So I don't know what the storage facility was trying to accomplish here, but it seems like all they've done is get themselves in a little bit of hot water with, well, I guess not the media because we're the only ones who have covered this so far. But
yeah, I haven't seen anything else. I was going to check to see if it's on the Wayback Machine, but the internet is being funny right now. So
there's a couple photos of it on Instagram, and we will try to pull that. I think I screenshotted it, so we'll put that up for the video viewers. I do screenshot everything because I know things like this do disappear from the internet.
You know, about 10 or 15 years ago, I was like, nothing leaves the internet. It's there forever. And now I think the exact opposite. You got to save and screenshot what you want.
Only negative things are there
Yes.
forever.
Only things that can haunt you.
Only embarrassing pictures from college parties are there forever, not the things that actually matter. Well, the long and short of it is the car is not for sale. I did try to set up an appointment to look at the car to see if a real deal could be made with the owner after the fact of the storage auction. And it came back to me that the car was not planning to be sold for any length of time. He's had it again for decades. So it was a big nothing burger, but it was pretty interesting to see where a storage facility put up a $3 million car after
Like it was nothing.
11 days of non-payment, allegedly.
Along with all their other units filled with bicycles, filing cabinets, and trash.
Yeah, the average bid on their other stuff was like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah. That brings us to the props and flops, brought to you by Switchcars.
And as you know, Switch Cars is the enthusiast dealership where we buy, sell, and consign only cars that we like ourselves. Check out our handpicked inventory online at switchcars.com and be sure to mention Switchcast for special pricing. You can find more information online at switchcars.com or come visit our showroom in Twinsburg, Ohio. Doug, what is the pick of the week?
It has to be the 2022 Shelby GT500 in Eruption Green.
Yeah.
It is currently the only one in the country listed for sale in Eruption Green with a carbon fiber track pack. And
Let's
one of
go.
only 3 Eruption Green cars, period. That is a rare color on the GT500. And the people who wanted to make green great again, well, they have.
It
so
is
a great color. Great color. 5,600 miles, a few minor mods that bring it to 800 rear wheel horsepower on E85. Yeah. And a very, very nice example.
Josh, spicy meatball.
Flop of the week. A roof CTR Blackbird. Well, it's a Yellowbird, but it was painted black, so it's a Blackbird now. Fell off a transport truck. And boy, did this make its way around the internet. And it was very simple. It wasn't a bad transporter. It was a reputable transporter. They simply did not put a wheel chock behind the rear wheels on the lift gate. And either somebody didn't hit the brakes or the lift gate went chunkity chunk or something, but it rolled off the back and the rear bumper,
it did its job.
Landed on the ground. Yeah, it really stinks. But I've seen even the really good truckers neglect this detail all the time, and it drives me nuts because that liftgate ramp is always like angled just slightly down.
It's sketchy.
It is sketchy.
Big sketch.
I can't believe the truckers don't take the time to put wheel chocks there. Yeah, it's crazy, but it happened. It's a $5-6 million car that had just come back from roof to be repainted in black. And now it might have to go back.
Yikes.
Back in black. Anyway, that's a sad one, but truckers friggin' put the wheel chocks down.
Ugh.
Tyler, what's our prop of the week?
Our prop of the week comes to us from the state of Connecticut. So this story specifically comes from the Connecticut Mirror, but the articles have been a lot of other places as well.
I could see myself in that one.
Oh, could you? Ethan, can you kill his mic for a second? Tired of slow drivers in the left lane? A new law targets camping in Connecticut. So the story is that they are adding a new law with a new fine. It's like $80 or $90 for camping in the left lane, which... I got to be honest, I'm not sure how well this is going to be enforced, but I am all for punishments and laws and the ability for people to make the decision to punish someone for camping in the left lane for any reason. The law states it on, like a multi-lane highway that the most left lane should be used for only passing. So there's going to be some new signs, some reminders to the dumb drivers out there that seem to just forget what they learned.
But I'm going the speed limit.
Nobody should be going faster than me. And just get out of here. Get out of the way.
Not going to work.
Move over.
Not going to work.
So I hope that whether this works or not, I'm happy something's happening. It doesn't matter, Doug. I'm
not going to work.
It makes me feel good. Just let me feel good, Doug. Stop ruining this.
I like the idea of it. I'm happy that at least they're putting it out there. But the problem is, one, they're not going to enforce it. Two, they can't enforce it in marked cars because people move over.
Yeah.
And you can't really enforce it from a standstill.
I have seen people...
Even I guarantee you the responses to that article are a bunch of left lane self-righteous people who are going, well, why don't you catch the speeders? I'm going 75. That's fast enough. Nobody needs to go. It's not going to work.
Frustrating.
It's not going to work. There is a continental divide in this country between the people who want to use the left lane for real criminal activities and the ones who want to park there going 3 miles an hour.
Just
over
get
the speed
out of
limit.
the way. So the self-righteousness of people, I cannot stand it. Move.
Yep. Well, it's not going to work. I'll give Connecticut props for trying. It's not going to make a difference.
The Sheffield brand was recently revived by Jake Turkbus, an owner of an original Sheffield all-sport diver he received from his parents in 1970 when he was just 11, beginning his love of watches. As an adult, Jay used his extensive expertise in product development and marketing to revive the brand that started it all. He set out to develop watches with a high level of quality and specification at a value price. His first effort, and a successful one, on July of 2023, was the debut of the Sheffield All-Sport Diver 1. It had the kind of build and movement that much more expensive watches use, and his debut price of $108 was equivalent to the $13 his parents paid in 1970. Since that debut, Sheffield has expanded to a wider range of automatics and chronos, many designed around vintage Sheffield dials of the 60s. The Sheffield well of clever and unique design remains his inspiration, as well as maintaining the goal of high quality, very affordable range of automatic and quartz watches. Sheffield watches, value on merit, not just price. I love mine, so get yours at sheffieldwatches.com and be sure to mention you found them on Switchcast.
Thank you for joining us for Switchcast with Doug Tabbitt and Tyler Sanders, produced by Ethan Huffnagel. Switchcast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on this show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. If you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more info.